you're set. All right, Coach.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to say congratulations, Coach Brown in West Virginia. Played a good football game. I thought there was moments tonight. I thought we were going to get this done, but they made the plays there on that last drive when they had to. I was really fired up. I thought we had a great crowd tonight. I thought the student section continues to be awesome. I think that's something that's so cool that our fans and our alums and our students continue to support our team in this tough stretch that we're on. I think I was really proud of the fight. I loved how we battled in the fourth quarter, and scoring on those drives. And, I think obviously T-Mac and Noah are just total warriors. I think, I'm hoping that, Michael can find some good lessons and tough lessons there from, his first start at right tackle. But there were some good moments there, and everyone is devastated, as you can imagine they would be, because we feel like we had an opportunity to get that done and we didn't get it done. So that starts with me. I think we have lots of work to do, and I think we have a chance to have a good football team. We just can't prove it yet, and that's the hardest pill to swallow.
Okay, we'll start with Justin.
So what do you think led to you guys getting down by 3 possessions?
Well, I think, early on, the fake field goal, and they got us on that. They schemed us. We were kind of going for a heavy block look there, and we were short on that side of the formation. So credit to them and their coaching staff. And then I think there was, some lack of efficiency there offensively. And so because we weren't consistently moving the ball, because they were ending up with lots of good field position, they were in some situations where they were able to have short drives or shorter fields and capitalize on those opportunities.
Brent, I know you get to take things game by game, but from the start of fall camp to now, can you point to things where you feel like this team has made discernible progress?
I think that's hard. That's a hard question because of the injury situation we're in, and some of those pieces that we were counting on are not available to us. And so I think progress has to be measured maybe a little different. The hard part is that we're always measured by wins and losses, and I understand that. But I think when I look at how this team comes to work every day, like how we practice, how much they give to each other, I still believe in this team, and they still believe in each other. And I think that's the real story for the football team is how do we move forward together, and are we willing to put in the effort and the time and the attention to detail that's necessary to fix the problems we've had and get ourselves on track.
And you mentioned that last week as well how much it meant to you to have the alumni back, the fans in the stands. You mentioned in your opening statement tonight, but do you try to block it out when you see people clearing out in the third quarter, early fourth quarter? What is that visual for you like at that point?
I don't even see it. I'm focused on what's happening on the field in that moment or happening with our team.
Michael?
It's too bad. They missed a hell of a fourth quarter,
West Virginia was 11 for 20 combined on third and fourth down, and one of those was a kneel down at the end, so really 11 for 19. What is the key to getting a team off the field in situations like that where you guys are looking a little short?
Yeah, I think that's a killer, right? Because we had that 3rd and 9 there with we had 2:14 left maybe in the game. If we could have gotten off the field, that would have given us a chance to have a nice clock drive. We had plenty of time. We had the 2-minute warning coming. That's why I was burning those timeouts before that to try and get them stopped before the 2-minute warning, still preserve the 2-minute warning to stop the clock. I think it's a combination. It's a combination of, can we get pressure on the quarterback and can we hold up in the back end? You know what I mean? And I think a bunch of the guys that are playing are in this, race to maturity, right? Race to maturity for Jack Luttrell and for Manny currently and for, Genesis continues to be a good player, but he's still young, right? So like that part of it is so important, right? Trey Brown, right? Like fighting his tail off. Just some of those pieces that we counted on for so long here, obviously before I was here, but even this season, are not available to us. And so those young guys have to continue to accelerate that. And hopefully some of those tough lessons they learned today will pay off next weekend.
Brian?
There were at least 3 or 4 times where you guys called for offsides. Was it a snap count, a silent count? What was throwing them off at this game?
Yeah, I thought they did. I thought they were really creative with their cadence, and I think they did a heck of a job. The poise of their offensive front and their quarterbacks, and so it was a delayed cadence off a clap, and sometimes they mixed it with motion, and so they did a really good job with that. It was impressive. It's still not okay. That's still crazy. Like, we need to be better than that. We can't have three offside penalties in a game.
And is there a big difference in defending a left-handed passer to a righty?
I don't think so.
Justin?
He played good. Like that kid played well. I was impressed by him.
So assessment of T-Mac and how you guys were able to move him around and allow him to be effective tonight.
Yeah, I think a lot of that started that we protected the passer better tonight. So I give those guys credit, and I give the offensive staff credit, because it seemed like Noah had a little bit more time tonight. We didn't give up as many sacks, and we were able to distribute the ball a little bit more clean. And I thought Noah did a great job of using his feet to create and find some throwing lanes to deliver some good passes. There was some really impressive stuff from both of them down the stretch.
And then on the second pass where Noah dropped it, was that designed, or was that just T-Mac just being instinctive?
Yeah, that was T-Mac just being instinctive.
So it seemed like the offense was most effective when they were going to kind of backyard football play, or even just the improvised plays. Is that something that happened? Did you see during practice, or is that something that just happened?
Well, I think there's always some of that when there's a little bit of scramble, and because of Noah's athleticism and his ability to deliver, like the touchdown pass he threw to Sam. I thought he did an incredible job, because he kind of got flushed to the left a little bit, and it looked like he was about to run, and then he set his feet real quick and drilled it down the middle. So his ability to deliver the ball quickly and create a little bit with his feet, obviously can be an asset.
Michael?
As you mentioned, the wins and losses are the bottom line. That's what you're going to be measured by. But when you see something like Noah Fafita, who's not the biggest player in the field, running through about 3 defenders to score a touchdown, what does that say to you about him and the effort that your team is?
Well, I think that, we're down 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. I think that's right. And the way they battled back, the way everyone battled back. And then when you see Noah make that play and get in, I think that just tells you what a competitor he is. And that's one of those things that makes him really special.
Jason?
You mentioned the start that you feel like it's a chance to be a good football team that hasn't been able to do it. Just wondering if you can kind of go into more detail about why you think that is, so you look at it about that.
I think it's a combination of things. I think number one, as a coaching staff, we need to dive hard into attention to detail. I think there's some little things that can have a big impact on the outcome that weren't good enough tonight. But I also think in the big picture of things, there is an impact of not having 3 team captains available for a game. There is an impact of the injury thing, or some of the people that aren't available to us. And then I think we were better tonight in the turnover space, but I thought that was a momentum killer in the first half, right? Quali gets out on the perimeter. It's a really nice run. He tries to run somebody over, and he gets the ball knocked out.
So what's your message to the guys after kind of a disappointing game like this?
My message to them is I love the fight. I love how hard they battled in the fourth quarter. I love the fact that they gave us a chance to, we're just like 1 or 2 plays away from having a chance to run a clock drive and go win the game. And I think that, and then I talked to them about, it's my responsibility to make sure we are paying attention to detail, and we are exactly right when we line up. And then the part of it for them is they got to show up and go to work, and they got to be willing and committed to fix it. And that's all of us, but that's the players and the coaches.
Michael?
There were some plays on defense where I guess you'd say that you guys were out leveraged a little bit, like the one jet sweep, and then the last play of the swing pass. What is the sort of the teaching, the coaching point about plays like that where you can get yourself in a better position?
So some of those are calls, and sometimes the offense makes a good call. The last play, we decided to rush 4 instead of 3 to try and get some pressure on the quarterback, and then he dumped it down when the pressure got there, when the extra guy got there. So we had 1 less guy in the under coverage, and he got carried vertical by a release by number 2, right? And he was late to get out to the flat. So sometimes those are calls. If we got in the sack, we'd be feeling great right now. So it's sometimes it's a catch-22.
Last question, Justin.
On Luke's missed PAT, what happened on the?
You know what? I haven't talked to Tyler yet, and I'm not sure. I know he was frustrated with it, so I'll find out.
All right, that's our time.
Thank you all.
Thank you.